7:30 Tuesday mornings. And if it gains any traction, I think it's an ordinance change. So, I guess, thoughts, anybody?
I'd have to check with my coffee group, see if I can get out there earlier.
Maybe have them come down here and
Ooh,
give citizens
there you
input.
go.
Then we'd get all the information.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, anybody got any thoughts on that, whether we want to pursue that or not? If not, we'll drop it, no problem.
If we wait until January, obviously, then I'd have more ease at getting that time set aside, because I already have those days put out over the lunch hour. It would probably help me personally, just because it's a little hard to schedule when I'm gonna be in court when it's morning, then you don't know how long over the lunch hour, then we could get it out of the way, and I could say about this time I'm there for the rest of the day. So, I don't have a problem with it.
For those people who don't make noon meetings because of the time, would that be a better time? I'm just asking.
It's possible,
Okay.
because we've talked about
Right,
that.
I understand that.
I think all of our discussions have always been, do we move it later in the day?
Yeah.
I know it.
I don't know if we've ever talked about earlier
Right.
in the day.
Right.
Well, I'd like to look at earlier myself.
And anytime you talk about changing it, there's the people that it's gonna help, and then it's gonna hurt the other folks, so you just have to do what you have to do.
Is anybody up there not a morning person?
Suck it
all
up,
right, go ahead.
Buttercup.
Yeah, I guess.
No, but I mean,
It-
is that something we want to pursue? I don't want
Right.
to just, and I guess it doesn't.
I'd like to see it be put on the agenda so we could have an actual scheduled discussion on it.
Good to know.
I mean, it makes it more difficult for me to do it at noon, is just over my lunch hour, whereas now it would be probably taking at least, if it's 8 o'clock, it's gonna be an hour out of, my employer's time.
I wonder how it
7:30
would
might be-
affect
yeah.
Rob with those dates that he wasn't able to make. Maybe he's changed that, but I know there were a couple.
So it's worth the discussion before January.
And I wouldn't, necessarily mind doing one meeting a month, and maybe that's too confusing, one meeting a month is one time and the other meeting at an earlier time or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I would not be in favor of that.
Let's put it on the.
That wouldn't be helpful.
Let's put it as an agenda item.
Okay.
Okay, then the second thing, I guess, and this one was written down while we're sitting here. Maybe I'm ignorant. What's the bitch? What's the tax complaint? I'm not tracking, but I'm not gonna get into a shouting match with anybody. So this city gives contractors 7 years, tax-free, as an incentive. We give them free lots. I don't know what else we give them, a lot of infrastructure. And then to complain about it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, so that's the issue. The way you just said it is the way it has for years been verbalized. 7 years, 100%. When in fact, it may not end up being 7 years, 100%. Okay? Because of valuations going up, because getting into the details of the 7 year, 100%, it's the actual value added to the property the first year they become effective.
Okay.
Which is what's in the state code.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so if it's the first time you build it and it's on the tax roll and the assessed value is $2 million, okay? You get to year 3, values go up. Now it's 2.5 million.
Okay.
That's what that value is.
Okay,
Because of the way it's written, you get 7 years, 100% on the 2 million. Anything that above it, you're gonna pay taxes on.
okay.
You're paying taxes on $500,000.
Right, so I thought of this during the discussion.
So that's the complaint, is it's never gone into the detail of explanation like that before until somebody asked. It's always been.
So the complaint is that the 100% should be applied to whatever the assessed value is in that 7-year period.
Yeah, no matter if it goes up, it should still be 100%.
And that's why I said it's something that we really don't control, right? We don't set the assessed valuation. When we give our agreement for 7 years, 100%, it's what that value is. If we build a house, or in this case, an apartment complex, and it's assessed at $2 million. We are giving him 7 years of zero taxes on that $2 million. We are doing that. We are fulfilling that on our end. The county increases the assessment, that increment, they are now collecting for. And I don't know if they always have, or if this is something new for the county, and that's why, you kind of need them to chime in a little bit.
So Mike, I wanted to ask, I know this won't help the situation with Mr. Brown and maybe some others, but going forward,
Jason's our.
if our wording is changed and it makes it really clear, then it's either this or it's that, but there's no gray area, right?
But there was two parties that went into these agreements. Okay? I agree with you, Mike, we don't control any of that. But we have the agreement. They also signed it. They didn't bring that up when they wanted to build. What if it goes up? No one on that side brought it up.
But for instance, if
And
we
if
say,
there's
if it
four
goes up,
contractors
we
that
will
are,
not
if
be
there's
held
four
liable.
contractors that are upset about it, which there probably are, only one showed up.
You see what I'm saying? If you have the additional language that says, in the instance where this happens, then we stick to this. You know, you have to, I'm not saying in this situation, because I'm not admitting we did anything wrong. We did a favor, right?
Okay.
But going forward, I think you spell it out more so you don't have this kind of thing arise.
Yeah,
And has
going
this ever
forward.
happened in the past?
No, I mean, no. So what has changed, yes. So the application that I referenced that is given to every builder to fill out, and then we ultimately turn it in to the assessor. We've made that clarification on that application on what the actual value added means. Okay, so like what I read in here out of the state code, that is put on the application.
So that'll solve
Okay,
it
without
going
getting to the nuts and bolts of that, is that what we want to do? Why wouldn't we say this is based on the base? And we're not adjusting. When I take out a
That is what we're,
mortgage.
that is what
Yeah,
we're doing.
that's what
Okay,
it says.
good, because when I take a mortgage out of the bank,
Yeah.
and I'm making my mortgage payments based on the interest rate, the insurance cost, and the monthly taxes, no one at the bank gives a hoot when my value doubles, or my value goes up, and now my taxes went up, my payment changes, no one cares. That's part of the deal.
And that's what he's
And
saying, but they've
Mr.
added that
Brown is
language.
smart enough to know that that's real estate. You made money on the increase. Your investment went up. I'm sorry, I just feel we bend over backwards for these developers. Do they get everything they want? Probably not. We bend over backwards. And then to bitch about it just doesn't set well with me. You're welcome I didn't chime in.
I would have had to gavel.
You would have had to gavel.
Anything else, Clark?
No.
Brian?
Nothing.
Brad?
No, sir, nothing for me.
Anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye.